the healing begin. Or the writing, whatever. Let something begin. Whew. Ooh, this ice pack is cold. Who would have guessed that, right? How many we got here? We gotta get to 4. We got 1, 2. We just gotta get to the next page. Okay. Hey, Armand's going, hey, Sean, what's going on? My back still hurts. Turn that light off. I gotta adjust here. But not nearly as bad as it has been. So I actually woke up with not a lot of pain, just like one of that really annoying underlying pain things. So, doing better, and I slept till 10. But then I've been just basically sitting in this chair for the last 3 hours, which is not good. So I know I'm going to regret that this afternoon. So, goal is just to write a page or two, nothing crazy, and then relax for the rest of the day. I'll just do stuff off of my phone. How is your day going so far, sir? It's also like 74 degrees out today, which is a nice little, it's been like in the 40s and 50s. So it's going to be like a high of 75 today, and then overnight it's going to drop back into the 40s for like the next 10 days. So, you can't win. Actually, I prefer it cold. I open all the windows. All weekend my wife was like, close the window, it's cold. It's cold. That's your problem, born in Florida, not mine. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt sitting outside. Gorgeous. There he is. There's Peter Marsh. Peter, we getting some views on our interview. I hope. Sean says it's about 40 degrees here, but nice and sunny. With a hoodie, I would sit on the balcony and write. Yeah, that's nice. See, that's what I like. 40, 45. If my back wasn't hurting, I would have been sitting out all weekend writing. I got no writing in yesterday. Not a ton yet. Yet. I've been sharing it, but the problem is, I use Buffer and I've had everything for the next week is already scheduled. So a couple of things dropped, and I'm trying to add more in. So hopefully it will take off. Sean says, I'm not doing too bad. Tired, didn't sleep super well, and not to spat on about politics too much, but our leader stepping down and triggered an election. Sad day, and some right-wing nutjob wants to lead this country into the wood chipper. Yeah, welcome to my world. Yeah, I saw that. Listen, I don't do politics at all. I don't want to talk about it. But, and I was like, oh, their prime minister's stepping down. Okay, and then I'm like, I don't want to read anything else but that headline, because then I'm going to be inundated with political posts. And I've finally gotten like my Facebook where I don't get that. I get a lot of air fryer recipes and a lot of BBW women showing their butts and some writing stuff. That's pretty much what my Facebook is now, and I'm fine with that. Plus anything Elon posts, I don't even, I see the people posting it, and I snooze people who are just posting about him. I don't understand. I don't even know what the hell he's even talking about. Here's the only thing I'm going to say about Elon Musk. If I had the money he had, you would never hear from me. If all of a sudden you went, oh wow, how cool is that? Armand is a billionaire. And then you're going to say, wow, remember when he used to be on Twitch writing and doing stuff, and now what is he doing? Oh, he's keeping to himself, and he's enjoying his family and his wonderful amazing life. He's not like, oh yeah, he's on Twitter or on Facebook, and he's spouting his weird things that make no sense. I just don't get it. Peter says, I hear you. Also, the best days for things to drop on YouTube are Monday through Thursday. I did not know that. My thing is, I'm just dropping every day. I'm going to drop shorts every day, and then I drop these as well. But I did not know that. But other than that, I want to get a lot of running done today. Good, that's very good. Like I said, I just want to get like this page finished, and maybe a little bit of other writing. But I'm not going to kill myself because my back is starting to hurt again. Peter says, what's up, Sean? I don't think we have ever met in this chat. Really? I'm going to drop my shorts today. Whoa, hope you're wearing underwear. I like nonsensical work. It's all nonsensical, isn't it, though? Popeye the Savior Man. Toot, toot. Hopefully it's some distance away from a playground. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Hey, Peter, yeah, I'm not sure we have. Whereabouts are you writing from? I'm in Vancouver. BC, Canada. Do you always, I'm not Canadian, do you always have to say BC? Or can you just say Vancouver? I'm just wondering. I'm just curious. Cedar Park, Texas. He doesn't talk like that. But I imagine there are people in Cedar Park, Texas that do talk like that. I guess just habit. Yeah. I'm sure it's just the proper way to do it, right? I'll have to go to a stupid meeting. Be right back. What? Better keep your pants on. Plus, some people think I'm in Washington, and I'm like, dude, the other Vancouver. Yeah, I would imagine for us ignorant people here, like anytime I say BC, it always takes me a second. I've heard it a billion times. But if you say, "Oh, Vancouver, Canada," I'm like, okay, I understand that one. Sometimes if people say, "Oh, Vancouver, BC," I'm like, where is that? Like when Bon Jovi recorded one of their albums, they did it in Vancouver. And as a kid, without the internet, I was like, "Is that Vancouver, Washington? Isn't that a city in the U.S. somewhere? Where are they? No, they're on the West Coast somewhere." I would imagine it is beautiful in Vancouver. I've never been. Someday I will go because we're going to do a Alaskan cruise, and we'll probably head up either. I guess you could leave from Vancouver or from Seattle, and I'm not a big fan of Seattle, so we'll see what happens. I grew up here, and I like being back after 15 years of being in snow and cold. Yeah, you get a lot of family and friends out there, I would imagine, which is nice. Yeah, we still have family here. It's nice, but I think I still prefer that buffer of most of the country between us. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's nice to just be alone by yourself, without. Our thing for me and my wife was we were years ago. We were looking at property, and it was pretty. It was like 12 acres. It was pretty decent. The problem was it was like 3 miles from her parents, and her dad has been retired forever, and he's that typical retired guy that, well, I'm retired, so everybody's retired. So the fear was that he would be popping over because we're like 25 minutes away from them now. Um, and when he was alive, he would just pop in like once or twice a month to see what I was doing, and I'm like, I'm working. You can't just pop in. I'm recording. So that was one of the things for us, was just like, yeah, we can't move that close to her parents. And now, of course, with her dad gone and her mom with dementia, we're like, well, maybe we should look closer there. But then, of course, there's nothing out there anymore. Everybody bought it all 10 years ago. There's Mr. Frank. Sean says they come to visit 30 minutes away, and they always make it seem like they've traveled so far. Here is extra food and cookies and stuff. Well, maybe they have the extra food and cookies for the long ride. They're not bringing everything in because they got to survive. It's like the Oregon Trail out there, just the BC Canadian version of it. That's funny. My parents were like an hour and a half away. My dad never wanted to leave the house, so I knew he wasn't driving an hour and a half to come and see me. And my mom doesn't drive, so she's not going anywhere either. This ice pack better start freaking working soon. The problem is, I don't sit all the way back in the chair, which is probably not good for your posture. But I gotta push back on the ice pack. Yeah, the Oregon Trail. Yeah, Mr. Frank. You're watching different movies. You're playing different pornographic games than the rest of us are. I started watching the Lisa Frank doc on Prime. It's surprisingly good. Would I like it, and would Shelley like it? Tonight is the Natalia Grace thing. I believe it's a 2 hour, just a one part thing. When I looked at it, Shelley's like, "Oh my god! If this is like 2 or 3 part, I'm not watching it." Like, no, they just did it in like a 2 hour thing. But the weather is better than most of Canada, so I don't know. Who can say? Way more interesting than I would have figured. Sean says, but I don't see us moving back out of BC again after 3 cross-country moves in the last decade. We're done. Yeah. And, you know, between going from East Coast to West Coast of Canada, isn't there like 12 people living there? And like some Mounties? And some beer distributors? I don't know. I've never been in Canada, I don't believe. Maybe with a band. Maybe when I was managing bands in the 90s. I think, I don't know if we stayed on the U.S. side, you know, Niagara Falls area, or if we actually crossed over. That was back in the 90s where you could just go back and forth across, and you didn't really, like, as long as somebody in the van had a passport, you're like, all right, you're coming back soon? Yeah, okay, just go and come back. Yeah, driving through parts of Ontario, you would totally think that, yeah. Sean says, it took 3 days to drive through it, and by the end you're thinking, wow, finally I am in another province. But all in all, it took us 8 days to go from New Brunswick, which isn't even as far east as you can go, to Vancouver. A nice drive, but I never want to do it again. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Frank's been to New Brunswick, New Jersey. He knows. My geography is so bad that I know Canada based on Oak Island. Whenever they show a map of where Oak Island is and where the Vikings came and stuff like that, and then I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize how where Quebec was. Quebec. I had a friend who was Frank LeBlanc, who lives in Ontario, I believe now. He's French Canadian, and he would always say croissant. And every other word he would say normal, except for he would say Quebec. Don't say Quebec, it's Quebec. Okay, whatever. Yeah, that's not the one near Trenton. Let's hope not. New Brunswick is fantastic. Great crime there. Phenomenal crime in New Brunswick. Phenomenal. Some of the best crime in New Jersey, as a matter of fact. Very diverse criminals there. That's the key to it. Like other places are like, oh, that's the murder capital of New Jersey. Oh, that's the stolen car capital of New Jersey. Oh, that's the, you know, that's where they set the purge, stuff like that. But New Brunswick is like, listen, we got all of it. We got it all. Quebec is nice. A lot of government workers work in Ottawa and just drive across the bridge. Sorry, I'm shoveling white stuff. Oh my God, the snow! The snow! We don't have snow here. 74 degrees right now. Housing is cheaper in Quebec, but they have a lot of weird provincial laws for housing and stuff. Those nutty Canadians. I always said to my buddy Frank LeBlanc, I said, you know, every person I've ever met that's Canadian has been really, really nice, except for you. You are an asshole. And he's like, exactly. He's like, that's why I moved. That's why I moved down to Florida to be with all the other assholes. But then he moved back to a few years ago. He moved back. He got married and moved back to Canada, and then they got divorced. So now he's I don't know what the hell he's doing now. He's working like at a newspaper stand or something, or owns a newspaper stand. I'm like, I don't even know those things still existed. But my French is iffy and not good enough to live there. Plus, there's a lot of places where they look down on you if you're not actually Quebecois. Yeah, that's what he always says. He says he's because he has no accent at all. He just got like a normal accent. So when he says he runs into French people, at first they're just total douches to him because, you know, French people. I had a good joke the other day. They said that the American flags on the moon, after all these 5 years, all the radiation and stuff up there, all the flags are white now. All the color has been stripped out of the U.S. flags. And people say, well, we don't want that, because we don't want, if aliens come, we don't want them to think that the French got to the moon first. Because, they wave the white flag as soon as possible during any conflict. Never trust a city that starts with a Q. That is also a good rule of a lot of places that start with Q. I was like, oh, let's move there. Oh, it starts with Q. I'm not really sure of any other ones Queensland or something in Australia, right? Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, Ville. Might not be a city. Sean says, have you never been? It's almost like going to another country within another country. It's kind of like going to Sayreville. This Frank says, for the longest time I thought you were my friend because I'm cool, but it turns out you just like being friends with guys named Frank. Well, yeah. A whole cluster of Mikes and Franks. Those are all the people I want to be friends with. I believe you're the third Frank that I would consider a friend. Frank Valencia I grew up with. Frank LeBlanc. He's now back in Canada. And then Frank Edler. Quebec City is nice. It's very European. I prefer it to Montreal. That was the other one. He always says Montreal. You don't say Montreal. Stop being like you're from New Jersey, he would always say. There's Nick's in. Nick, did you get the treasure yet? Did you find the treasure this weekend? Probably not, or you want to be here. Or you're here to rub it in my face. We got everybody here. Peter Marsh was here for 3 minutes before he had a meeting, but hopefully he'll come back. I'm not sure where the hell Tom Duffy is, though. I think I found the right park last night. Shelley is fascinated that you are so into this. I got to tell you, we were talking about it yesterday. I'm trying to keep our conversations positive, or she would just get pissed about her sister and the situation we have going down here. So I'm like, oh, did you hear? Did I tell you about Nick Zinn is trying to find that treasure? You remember that book? Blah blah blah. So she's very excited to see what you're doing out there. And obviously, it would be amazing. I said to her, you know what I should do? I said because you can generate fake articles. I said I should generate a fake article that the treasure has been found found a couple of days ago in Milwaukee. But then, like, no, we're gonna let Nick find this. It hit me around 9 p.m. Well, hopefully you'll be out there with your metal detector. Nothing like it on the other message boards, so I feel I'm in the right spot. Oh, they have so they have message boards for specific cities and stuff? God, those have go back a few years, right? I would imagine. Now I have to get my butt out there, but it's snowing. That's how they get you. Apparently it's snowing in New Jersey as well. I'm going to guess it's snowing for Tom, and I'm sure Tom's going, I got less than a month. And today, again, I'm going to say it, 74 degrees and windy out. Windy enough that the awning closed. You trying to stay positive has to be torture. Oh, yeah, they do. New Orleans, St. Augustine, and Roanoke are the top three. Oh, wow. New Orleans is probably going to be a tough one. And St. Augustine is a tough one because of how old those cities are. People are just building on top of buildings on top of buildings. Fucking Roanoke, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be positive when it comes to life things because my wife is keeps getting her ass kicked by life lately, and it's not good. And I'm trying not to have her do everything for me, although it's hard because that's what I normally do with my back hurting as so much. Last night I was like, even though I'm hurting, I'm like, you know what? I know you don't want to cook. I want barbecue. Let's go to Sonny's. All you can eat barbecue ribs. She got the. She didn't get the pulled pork. She got the sliced pork. All you can eat. Delicious. There's one park they haven't done squat with in 50 years. You mean the park where the treasure's hidden? Is that what you're referring to? Don't open your mouth. Don't say anything on the boards. Don't mention the park here either. People will follow. And there's like thousands of people that follow this Twitch every day. And most of them from Milwaukee for some weird reason. In New Orleans, I mean. God, that's good. Throw them off. Throw them off. Throw all the AI and the drones in New Jersey. Throw them all off. Good move. Good move. I think it's supposed to rain this afternoon. The one I'm looking at is almost the same, but like all major cities, things have changed. Well, that's the thing. These are all in bigger cities, so it's not like the treasure, in Utah up in the mountains. Nobody's building out there. There just might be some rock slides and stuff. I caught up on Blind Frog Ranch. Now I've caught up on it. I'm looking forward to the next episode. As a matter of fact, I like that show. I like it because it's not all bullshit about Skinwalker Ranch. It's not all about those monsters out there and stuff. It's just some good history and finding shit. I'm gonna go off about the cold while a guy from Milwaukee is here. Yeah. This weather is great for my diet. It's so cold out, I can't feel my gut. That's good. You know what though? He lives out there because he's dumb. Because he knows what the weather's like. You shouldn't be subjected to that kind of weather. The Chicago one, the kids were looking in the right spot, but one tree was cut down and threw off their calculations. Wow. Chicago was one of the ones I don't really remember. I know Boston they found one. I think there's only been 3. They spent a year and had to reach out to the author. That was only a year later. Yeah. 1983. Wow, so many, many years. Probably all rotted by now if it's made out of, if the treasure's made out of wood. Hopefully it's made out of gold. So I can't see all the clues fitting anymore. That's the problem. All it takes is like that. Cut down one tree. You're figuring, okay, it's got to be someplace accessible, but what if it's like, oh, this used to be a park, and then we built a building. And either they dug it out for the foundation and threw the box away, or they didn't hit the right spot, and it's like, in the wall in the basement. Only Nicolas Cage can find it. We should form our own treasure hunting business to finance our writing careers. Who's in? Do I have to leave the house? Is my first question. You and Shelley should like Lisa Frank. It's about a company that's making money hand over fist while having the worst two owners making heinous business decision after decision. All right, and it's called Lisa Frank. Nick, you would definitely like Lisa Frank then, because that's how you live your life. Heinous decisions. I'm looking into getting a JVR skin in the park. This is my obsession. That would be so cool. How cool would it be if we knew a famous treasure hunter, or if we knew Nick Zinn? There's so much metal in the cast, so I need a bigger machine. Only a few hundred a day. I knew Nick before he struck it rich and built his Bond villain lair on the moon. Yeah, lair on the moon next to the French flag, surrender flag. To find a gemstone worth maybe $500. That would be nice. I always tell my wife, I'm like, you know what? When I get older, like older than I am, obviously, I want to get a metal detector, and I just want to wander the beaches. I think that would be fun. I think that would be nice and mind-numbingly comfortable. And then just randomly find stuff, you know? Just find people drop their Rolex watches and shit. I don't know. A metal detector would be a reason to be out on Redneck Beach. That's Palm Beach, isn't it? No. Hey, old man, quit looking at my butt. Yep, point some metal detector. I'm only looking for booty. Nick's in. Nick's in with the booty jokes / pirate jokes. I think I would get my ass kicked if I was on Redneck Beach though. With that, probably try to rednecks would probably try to beat me up and take it. I ran out of creamer this morning. We have an order that will be delivered tomorrow. And so, my second cup of coffee, I made sure I didn't drink all the coffee from the first cup with the little bit of creamer that was left. Tomorrow morning will be tough because it will definitely just be black coffee. Not that I can't drink black coffee, I just prefer not to drink black coffee. I've gotten to the next page. Is it the page 4? 1, 2, 3. Yep. Nice. Someone hit a light pole near our place. It's not that bad out. I took pics. Silly driver. Tricks are for kids. Next page, Nick Zinn. Next effing page. The good thing is I'm drinking Fruity Pebbles coffee, which I want to be honest with you. It's like somebody made this coffee and mixed it and went, what does that taste like? It's like it kind of tastes like Fruity Pebbles. Then that's what we're gonna call it. Fruity. Now let's see if we can go to post and get the okay on that. Oh, wind's picking up. I'm gonna do a lot of reading this afternoon, I believe. We can finally get rid of all the Christmas stuff got packed away this weekend. Finally. Yeah, Fruity Pebbles coffee. Don't you watch my YouTube channel or my TikTok? That's some stupidity. Nice photography, though. People are nuts. People are strange. What? As I'm going to write 3-4 more lines here, and then I'll be done with this one. I'll be out of this one. One of the dogs was in the front yard doing her thing. Nice. Now, if I watch your ticks, it'll mess up my perfectly cracked algorithm to only see thirst traps. I understand. I like all your comments on the shorts. I was reading them to Shelley after that one guy who was I'm a Polish. Don't put pierogies in the air fryer. Guess what, bitch? I'm not. And it's easier. I got more pierogies coming tomorrow, as a matter of fact, with salsa. 2 questions before you head off. You better hurry up. I'm about to hit the button. Look, my fingers are going down to hit the button to sign off. Hurry, Sean, hurry. First, genre hopping. I have ideas for multiple genres, but I don't really want to have to use many pen names to manage. Does it really matter if I self-publish everything under my own name? Yeah, I have everything. Everything I've ever written is just under my name. And I think in this day and age, it's easier to do it that way, because you want to find out what's going to work for you, especially in the beginning. Especially when you're just putting stuff out and you really haven't started making like a ton of crazy money. You want to see what genre is going to make you that ton of crazy money. But Romance, they're really big on 400 pen names and really nothing else. Because everything else is just speculative fiction. Unless you're writing romance or you're writing stuff that's erotica or something crazy, I would just stick with your name to it. You start to build up a good backlist. Nick says, it's much easier to type on my laptop than on my phone. 2 questions would take half the show. Amanda uses pen names. Yeah, as a romance author. Where is she to help answer this? She would say to you, if you're writing romance, use pen names. If you're not writing romance, nobody cares. Second, related to thrillers. I wonder how important it is to make every fight scene, especially in a series, radically different. For example, you have a protagonist taking out multiple guys. Do you think readers would care if they're somewhat similar but variations on the theme? I think you're overthinking that. Just write whatever you think the scene, what works for that scene. If you have a bad guy or a good guy that has a specific thing, like he doesn't mind about killing people, and he uses this specific weapon, and he walks into a room and he's got his Glock out and he shoots people. You don't have to have it the next time he's out shooting people. He uses a different weapon or he uses a blade or something. Just keep using the damn Glock. I'm going to tell you a little secret about fight scenes in thrillers. I know a lot of authors and a lot of readers who don't want 4 and 5 scenes of a fight because they know it's not realistic. Think about if you've ever been in a fight yourself. A good bar fight doesn't last for 25, 30 minutes. It lasts 2 or 3 minutes. Everybody's friggin' winded. Everybody's gotten their asses kicked. Everybody wants to go home. That's the way you gotta look at it. You gotta make it interesting, but you don't have to take so much time to make them all totally different. Again, don't use the same ones over and over either. What's going on here? Hold on. I got a text coming in. So, like, you have the first guy taken down by gun, but then the other 2 guys are taken out by hand to hand. Unless the guy's modus operandi is using his gun to kill people every time, or using his hands, or he's got a katana sword or something. If you are a master at a weapon, or you prefer a weapon, you're not going to use other weapons just to use other weapons, like in a stupid movie. You're going to use that weapon. A sniper on the rooftop from 1,000 feet away is going to shoot you. He's not going to suddenly come down the stairs and pull out a knife and try to battle you in the street hand to hand. So you got to think of what the motivation for each character and what they are capable of. Frank could win any bar fight, and he has hundreds of bar fights. You're right, I'm probably overthinking it. Yeah. I have a book, The Trigger Guard, it's called. I don't know if you don't know a lot about weapons. I don't. And so I bought The Trigger Guard, and it basically breaks down every weapon there is, old and new, for what ammo it uses, how far you can shoot, how accurate it is, all that stuff. It's really cool because then I've been using that. You are overthinking it, and also don't ever get into a bar fight with Frank Edler. Nope, all my knowledge of weapons is from video games and movies, and that's my problem too, and that's why Trigger Guard is the book that you wanna purchase. Print copy of that. I'm not making any money off of this. I'm just saying it's been invaluable to me writing thrillers because it breaks down each and every type of weapon, how available it is. Cool, I'll check it out. Thanks. It's a yellow cover. I can see it from here, but I'm not getting up, to be honest with you. All right. I said, all right. Before by Scott Sigler. Neat. It is neat. Sorry for yelling. That is the next page because I finished that page, so it is the next page. We definitely count that as the next page now. If anybody just wants to jump in and next page the shit out of it. Next page, in. Next page. You and that hovering finger of yours. That's your camera finger. So when people crash in front of your house. Ugh. Saturday, I took my wife. We went to the Sisters in Crime meeting in Ponte Vedra. And there was a retired DEA agent was the special guest. And he told us this very cool story, because now he's retired, he can tell stories. This really good story about the Gulf Cartel, not the Sinaloas. They're on the West Coast. The Gulf Cartel is on the East Coast of Mexico, on the Gulf of Mexico. And the whole operation. And it was very, very interesting. It was a really, really good story. If that's too personal, all good, which is curious. Oh, somebody always wanted to wonder how tall are you? 4'1". I'm like a midget. No, I am 6 foot. 6 foot, 360 pounds, which means I should be about 200 pounds for my weight, even 250. So I'm into the obese range. Obese, not a beast. Obese. Not too personal. Nothing is too personal for me. And we went, and it was a very good. It was very good that we got to listen to this guy and all that. So got some ideas for some new crime thriller things, and also for stuff that's I'm starting to work on it now. So all good. I love going to those meetings and meeting people like that. Okay, same height as me. I always figured you looked tall from the con pics I've seen over the years. Yeah, 6 foot. Sometimes I'll wear 13-inch heels though too. So you got to put Take that into account. Now my hand hurts. What's my hand hurt? Let's spray some icy hot on my hand. Maybe that'll make it hurt less. It's not like I've been writing a ton this week that I have carpal tunnel syndrome. Yeah, I said it right. You only wear heels when dressing like Kiss. Well, yeah, my 13-inch platform boots. But that was good. We did that. We went to the meeting, and then she's like, "What do you want to eat for lunch?" And I'm like, "You know what? I want seafood." And since we're all out in the Ponte Vedra area, I said, "You know what I want? Singleton's seafood, right on the bay." Which I mention in one of the I think book 4 or 5, something, one of those in the First Coast Thriller series. They go to Singleton's a couple of times, and I had actually never been. So we went, and it was good seafood, a little overpriced, but very good. I had clam strips, and they gave me a lot of clam strips. So it was good. That's it. I need everybody to resubscribe or subscribe. My subscriber count is about 5 or 6 lower than it should be right now, which is not good. And also, please follow me on YouTube. I'm begging you. I got over 100 people on there. I need 500 or 1,000. I don't even know what I need. Let all your friends and family know about me on there. I'm hoping these shorts, they post. My goal is like 2 shorts daily on there. My coffee one in the morning, and then another random one. And hopefully that will build up, because I'm getting 3 and 4 and 500 people looking at the shorts each day. And I'm hoping some of those people will also follow me after they see 2 or 3, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's right. Oh, I love this guy. Oh, whatever." I'll probably go out there and read for a little bit. For a few minutes till my back hurts. My hand doesn't hurt anymore because I use the icy hot. Or the generic icy hot my wife bought me. Still works, right? Alright. Anybody got anything else? Any last minute before I wrap this up? Now for tomorrow, I'm going to be honest with you. Tomorrow my wife will be home. She's working from home. She's supposed to work home every Tuesday, but she never does. But tomorrow she's like, "You know what? I'm going to write from home." She's like, "Do you mind?" I said, "No, as long as I know ahead of time, because then I got to shoot all my videos and stuff. You know, I got to do my walk and talks, all the other stuff. So I'm going to be on tomorrow. And if I'm not, then I'm not. Then that means my back hurts again. But I'm going to take it easy for the rest of the afternoon. So, because I want to try to get on as many Twitch as I can. I want to get in as many YouTube as I can. I want to get in as many TikToks as I can. I want to build all these up, and hope it leads to book sales, I guess, is the ultimate thing there. And also to hang out with you guys, but mostly book sales. Yeah, tomorrow, Nicholas. Everybody seems good? Okay. Excuse me. That was pizza rolls in the air fryer for lunch. We'll see you tomorrow. Definitely Wednesday.